Mock draft today, guys. We've got a viewer-requested mock draft, 10-team, full PPR. Our boys drafting from the 8 spots, and so are we. Let's go. All right. Welcome to the show. This is the Frankly Fantasy Football Podcast. We are your hosts, Frankie and Johnny. We're going to mock draft today, Frankie.
Let's mock it up, baby.
Let's mock it up. What type of mock draft are we doing, Frank? How did we even hear about this mock draft?
Whoa, guys, listen up. We asked, you guys answered. We were telling everybody, hey, if you are in your drafts and you want us to help mock, we will pick from your spot and we'll show you a few of our draft strategies. So shout out to you, Mr. Prefontaine 3, coming out of YouTube, guys. He's doing a 10-team league, full PPR. He's drafting from the 8 spot, so guess where I'm drafting from? It's number 8, and Johnny Boy here is going to be drafting from 9. So Mr. Prefontaine 3, get ready, because I'm going to show you a draft strategy.
All right, you're going to be running long distance here, Frankie, just like Prefontaine, a little blast from the past. All right. Let's get the board up and let's get rolling here. Frankie's going to be drafting from the 8 spot, just like our boy Prefontaine here, and I'm going to be right at number 9, breathing down his neck and trying to steal all the guys that I know he likes. All right, let's go. All right, right off the rip, no surprise, Jamar Chase at number 1, Justin Jefferson, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and CeeDee Lamb. Frankie, your first pick here at number 8. Where are you going with?
All right, Mr. Prefontaine 3, here's what we're looking at. So right now we could look at, from a running back perspective, we have Derrick Henry, we have Ashton Jeanty, we also have CMC, and then Achane. We could also look to Puka Nacua, Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins. Guys, this one is super easy for me. I'm locking in Malik Neighbors. I just think with the sheer volume of targets that he's going to be getting, especially from that of Russ, and with fun fact, a couple practices ago in training camp, he had 100% of the targets. That's what I like to hear. Line him up as my receiver 1.
Okay. Yeah, this is a tough spot because Malik Neighbors is absolutely my pick right there. No question.
Hey, you're looking at a would you rather here, Johnny. Uh-oh.
This is a would you rather. Yeah. We did Puka Nacua versus Nico Collins in our own would you rather. Check out the episode, guys. I am literally in that same decision right now. I mean, I have to go my own advice here, Frank. This is a full PPR. I do want a receiver in this spot. We did our would you rather with Puka and with Nico, and I'm going with Nico Collins, guys. I think he's just an absolute stud on the outside. Not a ton of competition other than a rookie who's a very similar player. I think Nico Collins is going to be an absolute beast. He's healthy. I want his ass.
Quite a shift from last year, John.
It sure is. Yes. Hey, by the way, the Nico Collins, I got brutalized, guys. We went viral on a clip where I said I would not take Nico Collins in the 2nd round last year. I got brutalized. Yeah, you did back it up. That's right. Yeah. That was all about value. It was just all about what my perceived value of Nico Collins at the time. Of course, I was wrong because he was damn good when he played, but I was also right because he didn't play a whole lot, so that doesn't help. All right, so right on the turn there was Puka Nacua, exactly what I thought, and then Ashton Jeanty. Was kind of hoping Jeanty would fall to me there and snag him up. But right now we're looking top of the board is Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Brian Thomas, Devon Achane, Brock Bowers. Not really looking to get into a tight end here in round 2. Not super pumped about Derrick Henry at the moment either. It is a PPR, so I do want to think about that. Derrick Henry doesn't really help you out too much in a PPR. Really, I think what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at 2 running backs, Christian McCaffrey and Devon Achane. This one's tough. This is a very difficult decision. This could be a really good would you rather as well. Certainly risk for both of these guys. I do like to take swings for the fences, guys. And this could be one of those drafts where I had to pick all my guys as swings for the fences here. I'm going to take CMC. I know I took shit for this in a mock draft before, but I'm sorry. It's hard for me to pass up CMC. Just the opportunity, the ability to be a top 3, top 4 running back. It's there, and we know it's there. So I'm taking CMC here and taking a swing for the fence, Frank.
All right, John, I like it, man. So I'm on the clock, and guys, I'm really, really stuck between 2 players. And the reality is it's Brian Thomas Jr., so I could really look to pair him with Malik Neighbors. Fun fact, LSU family there, love to see that. Or I could go running back situation and go Derrick Henry. Mr. Prefontaine 3, here is what I would do if I was actually in your position. That is how I want to draft this and not just show a specific strategy. I would actually go with Derrick Henry here. So the reason being is because I want to make sure that my running back room is situated and ready to go. I think there's a little bit more depth from a receiver perspective, especially in a 10-man or 10-team PPR. So for me, I'm willing to wait then on running back, maybe a little bit further down, depending on who's left, and then go for receivers wildly for the next few picks.
Okay, I like that. Lock it down with the king, man. After you took King Henry, it was Drake London, Devon Achane, Brian Thomas, Brock Bowers, first tight end there. Round 2, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Bucky Irving, Trey McBride, 2 tight ends in the second round. Whoa! On the turn here, then we've got Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Josh Allen, first quarterback off the board here, third pick of the third round. Keep that in mind. Lad McConkey, JSN, Chase Brown, Garrett Wilson, and Frankie, you're back on the clock here. You've got Malik Neighbors, Derrick Henry, 2 studs. Where are you going?
Guys, we are recording an episode coming up and we'll be dropping it. And I promise you, this guy might be on it. I'm looking at receiver, Mr. Prefontaine 3. We got Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, and Marvelous Marv. Or we could go running back and really bolster that with that of Kyron Williams, Breece Hall, James Cook, as well as that of Alvin Kamara. Guys, this is easy. I'm locking in Tyreek Hill. Again, this dude has every ability to crack the top 5, top 6 receivers once more. Pairing him with Malik Neighbors and having an anchor running back at Derrick Henry, I really like how this is shaping up.
All right, so in this position here, it is PPR, so I don't want to miss out on the receivers. There's still some really good guys here that I like. This is another guy, we haven't talked a lot about him. It's second year for him. He was a rookie last year. He was the rookie last year. Marvin Harrison Jr., he was all in expert consensus ranking as the number 1 wide receiver rookie coming out last year. He had a down year. It was definitely a difficult year. He still had a very good year, but not for the expectations that we had for him. I like him this year. You're getting him at a little bit of a discount, end of the third round. I totally like that. I think he's going to be able to get things together. He put on a little weight. He's feeling more comfortable in the offense. Kyler Murray and he have more time to get that connection going, and they didn't add receiver this year, guys. So he's going to be a target monster. Bit of a risk just based on what his expectations were, but I think that's baked into the price now. I'm going to take a shot on Marv. All right, then after Marvin Harrison Jr., we had T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin. I am back on the clock here. Really nice balance so far. We're looking at receivers. Keep going there. Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, Rashee Rice, DJ Moore. I think I can wait a little bit on that receiver. Love to get a running back here if I can. Kyron Williams, Breece Hall, James Cook. Really interesting options. Now, guys, I'm at the end of the round here. Starting this fourth round, I don't have a pick for a long time, so I kind of throw ADP out the window, and I really want to grab guys that I want on my team. Yeah. There is a guy that's a huge teardrop for me. If I can get him in the 4th, I feel a lot better than where he's kind of going sometimes in the 3rd. I will take a chance on a tight end. It's a huge teardrop. I'm going to go with George Kittle here. Try to separate myself in the onesie position. After Kittle, I'm waiting and kind of punting on tight end, trying to maybe snag a Tyler Warren later in the draft if I can. But all right, Frank, where are you going here, buddy?
So, guys, we're looking at running backs here. So we could do Kyron Williams, still on the board, Breece Hall, James Cook. We could also look at receiver from Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Rashee Rice. We could also go quarterback and do something crazy with Lamar Jackson. Guys, but for me, knowing that this is a 10-team league, knowing that this is 2 receiver, 1 flex, 2 running back, etc., I actually do, I'm going to change on the fly. I was going to go receiver, but I just talked myself into a quarterback. And here's why. I'm going to go Lamar Jackson. And the reason being, guys, is because in a 10-team league, you want the best of the best. Johnny, you hit the nail on the head with George Kittle when you're looking at teardrops, guys. And look at what happened after this from a quarterback perspective, guys. Burrow, Daniels, Hurts, that tier is gone. So when you're looking at what to do and how to do it, guys, be thinking about how the other players as well are going to be drafting, because look at how much value came back from a receiver perspective and a running back perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great call on that, guys. Yeah. 8 to 10 team leagues, those onesie positions really can separate you, especially when the top 3 tight ends or the top 3 quarterbacks, which is really how it's kind of shaking out. It's a big teardrop from that
Big
group
time.
there. So, yeah. All right. Where are you going now, Frank? You got Malik Neighbors, Tyreek Hill as your receivers, and Derrick Henry with Lamar Jackson. All right.
It's going to be so fun.
You're going to be a Ravens fan this year, my friend.
Going to be a Ravens fan. Guys, I'm going to go receiver here. So looking at receiver, there's DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, Devonta Smith, Running back, you could go Chuba. You could go Mixon, could go James Conner. This one's easy, guys. I'm locking in DK Metcalf. And I'm going to have a really nice receiving core to pair with my quarterback, who's also a running back, right? And from a rushing yard perspective. So be thinking about that as well. If you decide to anchor on a particular running back, you get a dual threat QB, you're getting double the action there. So it's kind of helping supplement some of those points from a running back perspective.
All right, sounds good. Guys, I'm going to do something crazy here. I really am. I am going to go way down the board on somebody. Yeah, it's somebody that I really, really want. Again, I'm at the end of the draft here, so I don't care what other people think the ADP is. I want to go with the guys that I want. I'm going to go with Teteroa McMillan. Guys, we just talked about him. T-Mac here. He is one of my steals of the draft. I don't mind jumping up and getting him in the 5th round. Now, the reason why is because I got another pick here and 2 picks, and I don't pick for a long time. So I cannot wait till round 7, which is typically where he's going. I'm going to run up and grab him right now. Don't be afraid to do that if you're at the end of the drafts, guys. All right, right after T-Mac, we had Chuba and we had Devonta Smith. And I'm coming back here. I'm going to take a look at running backs. Some interesting guys on here. We did Joe Mixon, but again, I said he's off my board. You've got James Conner, Montgomery, RJ Harvey, Pacheco. Looking through some of these guys here. So I want to get I want to get some volume here. This is going to be my RB2. I know I always have a carousel at my RB2 just based on injuries and things. But I need somebody solid. I've also only got Christian McCaffrey. So I need somebody that's going to, we know has the backfield locked up. We know is going to get the volume. And I want somebody who's got some PPR magic as well. I'm going to go with James Conner in this pick, guys.
Gosh dang it. That's it. That's a great pick, John. And that's who I was going to go with. That's a good pick. So Mr. Prefontaine 3. So we have a really solid team built here, man. When we look at the receiving core, again, you're talking 2 receivers and a flex. I mean, I don't know how much better you could do with Malik Neighbors, Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf. You anchor on Derrick Henry. You have Lamar Jackson. Here's where it gets tough. When looking at running back, you got Joe Mixon, David Montgomery, RJ Harvey, Isaiah Pacheco. Guys, that's really tough. Nothing in there really excites me. And then you look at receiver, you still have some really good depth here as well. So I'm going to peek at tight end. You could do TJ Hawkinson, Travis Kelce, something along those lines. Oh, this is tough. This is really tough. I'll tell you what. I'm going to actually go to running back. And I was going to do Cortland Sutton just in case something were to happen with Tyreek Hill. However, I'm a little nervous at how thin running back does get following right round 6 here. And I'm not doing a 0 RB strategy, right? So I'm going to actually lock in RJ Harvey. And I want a little bit of upside from a PPR perspective. He's impressing in camp. He's doing a lot of the right things in a Sean Payton type of offense. Yes, he's not necessarily going to be taking the full load because of J.K. Dobbins being there. But however, I'm going to go absolutely batshit wild at running backs to try to make sure I hit on an RB2.
That's what I was going to ask you. If you're taking RJ Harvey, that is a risk, especially if you have to roll him out there in week 1. So you're going to have to come back with a guy that you know is going to be starting running back in week 1. That's interesting. All right, what are you going to do now, buddy?
So guys, like I mentioned, I'm not even going to look at another position. There's not a point, right? When you start seeing TJ Hawkinson and Travis Kelce off the board, I don't need to see a tight end, right? It is what it is. I'm going to be streaming and it's going to be a good time. Now, from a receiver perspective, right, you have Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave. Again, I don't care. I need to look at running back. So from a running back perspective, there are a few guys that are really enticing. You have Trevion Henderson. Do I want to do rookie? Makes me a little uncomfortable. And so I don't know if I want to go that route. I could do DeAndre Swift, Quinshon Judkins, Caleb Johnson. Guys, there is a running back here that I'm going to be able to anchor on, and I feel okay with it. We do know that he's the starting running back for the Tennessee Titans at this point in time. I think that he's a really good value add to this particular team. It's Tony Pollard. And I feel like he gives me that comfort blanket to maximize my running back position at this point in time.
I like it. Yeah, that's a really good move. And that's exactly what we talked about when you took RJ
Yeah.
Harvey. I think coming back with Tony Pollard is the way to go, man. Really nice work. All right, so looking at my team here, I've got Nico, Marv, and T-Mac as my receivers. Love that group right there. Christian McCaffrey and James Conner at running back with George Kittle at tight end. Take a peek at quarterback here just to see what's there. Yeah, it's tough for me passing up. There's Bo Nix is my guy. He's sitting there. I am going to pass him up because I do want to continue to take some other talent. I need some more depth at receiver. I'd like to have another piece in there. There is a guy that I really like here. Things are good coming out of camp with him. He's got a rookie quarterback, the rookie quarterback with Cam Ward. Seem to be building a nice connection together. I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley. I just think at this point, to be able to get the volume that I think Calvin Ridley's going to be able to get, and to get that in, what is this, 7th round? Yeah, I really like that. All right, Bo Nix was taken right after me, then DeAndre Swift. I was hoping maybe I could snag Bo on the way back here. So looking at quarterback, I could look at doing a Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison stack. That's real heavy with the Cardinals, though, guys. I've already got James Conner as well. I don't typically like doing that, but I needed the volume and I needed the security with James Conner. I'm going to punt on quarterback. Let's keep that going. Let's look at some running backs here. I could use some more depth. I don't exactly have the pillars of health on my team with Christian McCaffrey and James Conner. I'm going to get yelled at for having a geriatric team again. Damn it. Look at the rest of my team. They're young. So you know what I'll do? I'm going to equalize the average age of my team right now. And I'm going to take a rookie running back. How's that sound? I'm going to take a guy that I may be able to start very early in the season. And I think he's just in a fantastic position. Go back, watch our rookie review for running backs, guys. Caleb Johnson for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I love this guy. And to be able to get him as depth piece, I draft him everywhere. I love it. All right, Frank.
Good pick, John.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So this is a bit weird because I'm kind of stuck in purgatory in a good way, right? Because I do have 3 stud receivers. I have 2 to /3 really good running backs. I have a superstar quarterback to help supplement some of that rushing attack. Guys, I'm going to do something that's a little bit out of the box. Mr. Prefontaine 3, follow me here for a second. From a running back standpoint, we still have Trevion Henderson. It is really, really, really hard to pass up on him as my RB4. Again, when you look at the team constructed, it would be really nice to have some players you can move into flex, move out of flex, be trade bait. So I really like Trevion there. But I also, from a receiver perspective, really like 2 guys in this tier. There's Chris Olave, Jordan Addison, Jerry Jeudy, right? Chris Godwin, Jalen Waddle. I really like a few of those, but I'm actually going to go tight end. And the reason being is because there's 1 tight end on the board. For me, and the way this team has been constructed, that makes a shit ton of sense. It's Mark Andrews. I have now the ability to have a stack, which only increases the double dip capability from Lamar Jackson to then that of Mark Andrews. It raises Mark Andrews a bit more, strictly based on the way my team's constructed. So typically I wouldn't reach at that point. I'd probably wait for a David Njoku, maybe wait for a Brendan Strange even, something along those lines. But again, I took Lamar. I have the ability to also have one of his top assets in Mark Andrews. That's when it makes sense. So now, guys, looking at the team, right, running backs fell off a cliff. Like, let's just call it what it is. We're looking at Tyrone Tracy, Jalen Warren, Travis Etienne. You have, really, Javonte Williams. And then from a receiver perspective, you have Jennings, you have Golden, you have Reed, you have Ibuka, you have Ricky Pearsall. There's a ton of good talent here. So this is really interesting because I'm looking at Johnny and he also has 3 receivers and he also has 3 running backs. I'm looking at, you have 4 receivers, and 3 running backs, and you have Team 10 over there that has 4 receivers and 3 running backs. So I want to understand, I think Johnny would probably go running back here. Maybe he's eyeing a quarterback, something along those lines. So if that's the case, I want to actually screw him a bit. And I want to make sure I bolster my room a tad. And so for me, I'm actually going to go back to the well at running back, knowing that these guys might not be hitting on a receiver. So there's 1 running back that makes sense. For me in a full PPR, again, it gives me a comfort level that makes me feel good in case RJ Harvey doesn't pan out. In case that if Tony Pollard starts losing snaps to Tajay Spears, it's Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne in a full PPR gives you the upside ability. He's not going to be the running back we've saw the last few years. Yes, last year he was bad. The year before that, he was incredible. We're not going to see that with Tank Bigsby there. But what we can see is a Rashad White upside, which makes a lot of sense for the way my team is.
I like that a lot, man. Yeah, I'm actually Travis Etienne is not a guy I'm talking about a lot because he's one of those guys I'm kind of keeping close to the vest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
I just think, again, not an episode goes by without me talking about Liam Cohen, but I think you will see a resurgence in Travis Etienne this year.
I do too.
I really, really do. Yeah. All right, let's see what I'm going to do. That does kind of screw me a little bit. I do appreciate that, Frank.
Anytime.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. A couple things I could look at doing. I thought about looking at a Jaylen Warren pick here at running back just to lock in that Pittsburgh backfield. Not a lot of backfields I want to do that with. I've already got the rookie with Caleb Johnson, and if I grab Jaylen Warren, it just makes sure if anything happened to either of them, I've got that team locked down. Normally I don't do that, but you do look at a team like Pittsburgh, very run heavy, great defense, run the clock out at the end of the games type of team. I also want to take a peek at some receivers here, and there is a guy actually that I do like, and I'm a little scared. We just recorded an episode coming out that this was one of the guys that I think is a steal in the draft. And if I don't take him here, I'm a little concerned Frankie might come back and try to screw me because you like to do that, Frank.
I do.
Yeah, as one would, yeah. I'm going to go with Ricky Pearsall. Like we talked about, that receiver room right now is a mess. Ricky Pearsall's healthy. He's looking good. It's his second year. He's just this far down. Right now, he could be the wide receiver 1 for this team, which is really interesting. So I'm going to take a shot here. He is my receiver 5, so I don't feel that bad about taking him here. Great value, Ricky Pearsall. All right, back on the clock here. We've got 3 picks left. This is the 10th round. We are not picking a defense or a kicker. Receivers available. We've got some nice rookies out here. Running backs, let's see how I'm looking. I just really kind of want the best available of what I am looking to do. Quarterbacks at this point, Jared Goff, Kyler Murray, Herbert, they're all still there. I'm going to punt. There's no need for me to do that. Most of the teams have a quarterback. I'll be fine there. I think I'm going to do something here, Frank. I want some upside. You got to take a few swings here. I'm going to go for a rookie receiver here, another rookie receiver, Emeka Egbuka. This is a guy, if I can get him as my 5th receiver, I absolutely love that. It's a guy you might be able to start early. Said in the news in an episode we just did here, Chris Godwin could be slow to come in. He might start the training camp in the preseason on the PUP. So there's some possibilities there. Egbuka could get on the field early. Either way, I'm willing to sit on Emeka Egbuka and see if we can get him some playing time. Again, we've kind of compared him. He could be this year's Amon-Ra St. Brown and end up winning you leagues towards the last final games of the 5 final games of the year. So I'm going to take a chance, and I think round 10 is the place to do it.
All right, John. So, guys, looking at the team, Mr. Prefontaine 3. Looking at the team that we have today, we have 3 receivers in Malik Neighbors, Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf. We have a stable of running backs I'm feeling really good about with Derrick Henry, RJ Harvey, Tony Pollard, and Travis Etienne. And I have the stack with Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. So got to go receiver. Got to go receiver here. It's not even a question of a doubt. And I'm actually stuck between 2 guys. When looking at the receivers that are available, it's Matthew Golden, it's Jaden Reed, it's Josh Downs, Brandon Ayuk, Higgins, Pittman, Coleman, etc. It's between the 2 Packers. And I'm really torn on which one I want, right? You could go rookie, who's already doing some first team reps, or do I go with Jaden Reed, who's coming off of shoulder injury last year? Took him 4 months to heal, but he looks like he's doing pretty well. You know, I'm actually going to go with Reed. I think knowing that he's healthy, I see a good floor there. I'm not quite sure on how Matthew Golden's going to end up faring. And I think if worse comes to worse, Reed is at least going to be receiver 2 on this team. So I'm locking in Jaden Reed.
Yeah, it seems so weird that he's just one of those guys that just kind of gets skipped over.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to be able to take him in the 10th round, I just think that's really good value.
It's really good value.
Yeah, I really do. All right, Frank. So your team's looking pretty good here. Malik Neighbors, Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, and Jaden Reed as your receivers. Very strong there, man. Derrick Henry, RJ Harvey, Tony Pollard, and Travis Etienne as your receivers. Mark Andrews with the stack with Lamar Jackson, too. Love that. All right, 2 picks left here, Frank. Really well-balanced team. What's in your head right now?
Guys, I'm going to go back to the well at receiver. I want to keep bolstering this room, keep getting some more depth just in case. And there is absolutely multiple guys, quite honestly, that I'm looking at, but there's one that just keeps sticking out, and it's Jaden Higgins. I'm going to take Jaden Higgins here. We talk about it all the time, John. He's part of the Two Towers, right? And it's
him.
A Lord of the Rings reference, right? We love that shit. We're Lord of the Rings nut jobs over here. Actually, fun fact, sidebar, we have a family picture to where Johnny and our family is dressed up at Lord of the Rings for a Halloween event. Johnny, were you Aragorn or which one were you?
I was Aragorn.
You were Aragorn.
Of course I was Aragorn.
There you
Come
go.
on.
I just want to make sure. Our grandmother was actually Bilbo Baggins, which I will never forget. Arguably the most funniest shit ever. And shout out to Sean. Johnny's brother was Frodo Baggins.
That's
so
right.
It was really, really funny. So with that being said, Two Towers reference, bringing it full circle. Jaden Higgins is my guy. I think he's going to be excellent paired next to your guy, Johnny and Nico Collins.
Okay. I like that, man. I like it a lot. All right, so last 2 picks here. I do need a quarterback still, and can definitely use some running back depth. Not a lot in here, guys. I'm really not going to lie to you. A lot of backups, couple of rookies. Actually, what I'm going to do, let's take a chance here. I'm going to take a guy I didn't even think I would ever even think of, but a lot of the reports coming out of camp right now are saying that this guy's looking pretty damn good. We're talking about Cowboys backfield here, guys. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. You got Miles Sanders, you got Javonte Williams, but you've also got a guy named Jaden Blue. He's a rookie, can catch a lot of passes out of the backfield. I don't like this backfield with Miles Sanders and Javonte. I just don't think it's going to be great. They're seeing really good things, a lot of burst out of Jaden Blue right now. I'm going to take a chance on him and just see what happens here, Frank. It's a depth piece. If he's not looking good, I'll drop him in week 1 and play the waiver wire at that point. So,
and it's good, man. And that's a good pick, by the way, for those listening. There were a lot of reports from Jaden Blue when he first came in that he was lazy, and apparently he's really turned that around and has been performing well. So good flyer pick.
Hey, man, all you got to do is see your name in print or on a screen and it says it's lazy. That'll motivate you for sure.
Sure will.
Yeah, no question. All right, so quarterback here, last pick. I punted completely on quarterback. I'm going to stay in the well with Dallas here. I just think Dak Prescott has an awesome opportunity for massive volume this year. Not a huge Dak fan, but I think he's fine for you. But I think this year he's just going to have massive volume. Bringing on George Pickens, pairing him up with CeeDee Lamb. I think they have some great options. Bringing in a Jaden Blue. I mean, they're obviously what they drafted and what they did in the free agency was to increase and help enhance this passing game. Dak Prescott's going to take advantage of that. So I'll give him a shot here.
Guys, that could be even a better pick as well, knowing that if the Cowboys actually do trade Micah Parsons, that defense then significantly becomes depleted, and it's the offensive show, right? Dak is the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He's got to show it.
Yeah. If that happens, then all of a sudden you've got the Dallas Cowboys are the Bengals of the NFC.
Totally. Completely agree. Good call. I love that call. All right. For my last pick here, I'm so happy you didn't go here, John. I was a little bit nervous just because it would have screwed me a little bit. And not a big amount, but this just adds another layer of comfortability to my team. And again, from a receiver perspective, I was able to come back and get Jaden Reed and Jaden Higgins to pair that with DK Metcalf and Tyreek Hill and Malik Neighbors. Love that. But the running back room, as good as it is from depth, it still is not hitting where I need it to hit. This guy, J.K. Dobbins, finishes it off. The reason being is because you draft RJ Harvey. If J.K. Dobbins ends up taking the lead, you lose nothing then on RJ Harvey, and you only gain the upside should one of them get hurt. Which, by the way, we've seen JK have a history of injuries, and he even was banged up a little bit last year, though he had an incredible year. This was the final piece. So, Mr. Prefontaine 3, I want to know what you think, man, after checking out this team.
Yeah, that's a great move, Frank. I mean, really, Prefontaine, pay attention because that was an excellent move. RJ Harvey, we love him.
Love him.
but it's situational. How much is he going to get early on? He might have to really earn the touches that he's going to get back there. So, and Frankie took him before his next starting running back. So, great move there, just locking in that backfield. So that way you can make a decision one way or the other. You're likely to start J.K. Dobbins in the first couple
Early
of
on.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see how it shakes out from there and it goes. And you might be able to plug in RJ Harvey as your home run hitter. So, love it, man. All right, let's take a look at these teams. Frank, let's take a look at your team and break it down here. How'd you feel about this?
I actually really love this team. And guys, I was kind of shocked because typically, you know, when I'm going, I really did want to pair Malik Neighbors with another receiver. I just think that that's so fun. But in a 10-team league, there tends to be a little bit of a tail, meaning you have a little bit more depth of receiver. So when you get an opportunity to shore up your running back and get best available from that standpoint, do it because you're not going to regret it unless there's an injury or something like that, God forbid. But for me, again, looking at the receiver core, you have Malik Neighbors, stud, Tyreek Hill, stud with insane upside in the third round. And then DK Metcalf. I have my flex, 2 receivers completely down pat. Quarterback, excellent, top tier, Lamar Jackson. You pair him with Mark Andrews, that bumps Mark Andrews a bit as well. That's why I took Mark Andrews. Then you look at the running backs, right? So you have Derrick Henry anchoring on the Ravens here, but then you have between RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, Tony Pollard, and Travis Etienne to really help me segment or actually try to figure out who that RB2 is going to be. And it gives a ton of depth. Oh, geez, I can't even talk. Depth to that particular team. So overall, man, I'm really satisfied with this team.
You know, I was trying to look at RJ Harvey, and could you made a different pick there for your RB2, a guy that you want to roll out in week 1, but not really. I like that pick of RJ Harvey right there. Now, I did like James Conner, obviously a little bit more, so I took him.
That was totally going to be it.
Yeah, but you're looking at Mixon, who I said was off my board. You've got Aaron Jones and David Montgomery and Pacheco. These guys are just kind of boring to me, you know?
Yeah.
They really are. They're just kind of boring. They're very good backs. I think they're going to be very solid for you, very good RB2s. But man, I just like the upside of what RJ Harvey could be, you know? And the fact that you followed it back up with J.K. Dobbins makes me not worry about it at all.
At all.
Zero risk. Yeah,
and
I love it.
Top 5 offensive line, top 5 defense. This is a thing you want to be thinking about because if the Broncos get ahead, guess what they're going to be doing? They're going to be pounding the ball, right?
Yeah,
so that's why this makes me feel good.
And they're going to have their cheap-ass rookie running the ball at the end of the games if they are up. Yeah, that's right. All right, we'll take a little bit of a look at my team here. Not bad.
Johnny.
Not bad. Last pick of the draft for me was Dak Prescott, so I got my quarterback there with a tight end of George Kittle. Love that. But Nico Collins, Marvin Harrison, Tedoroa McMillan, Calvin Ridley, Ricky Pearsall, Emeka Egbuka. Guys, I'm sorry, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I fucking nailed the receivers on this draft. I really feel good about those guys. Even if you're not a Marvin Harrison lover, I backed him up with guys that are so solid they're going to way outperform their ADP with Ricky Pearsall and Emeka
Calvin
Egbuka
Ridley
for sure.
as well.
Calvin Ridley as well. Yeah, I really went for some discount, some bargain shopping and guys that I thought are just going to be great steals this year. Running backs, very interesting running back room here. Christian McCaffrey, James Conner, Caleb Johnson, and Jaden Blue. So I wanted to get a nice mix of young. I got 2 rookies and I got 2 old as hell guys. So I think they're very solid. Obviously, there's some injury risk there, but it's a 10-man league. You're going to be playing the waiver wire. There's going to be a lot of good options out there for you in the waiver wire, so I'm not worried about that. But I like this team, Frank. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, John, and I think it was really fun. I don't understand. Again, we've gotten we got destroyed, so much hate for the CMC in whether it's back half of first or early second. Guys, I'm taking CMC every single opportunity I get if I'm in the back of first or early second on the snake. I think that that's fantastic. And I think what's really cool too, man, I like the Marv pick. Typically, I'm not actually targeting Marv. That's not something I'm doing. But when you look at who's behind him, it's T. Higgins, which I like Marv over T. Higgins, right? You're going to see Marv be the receiver 1 on the Cardinals. And to your point, they didn't get anybody else. They really didn't target anybody or pick anybody up in free agency that's worth a damn. And then you look at Terry McLaurin, right? Who knows where Terry McLaurin's going to be? So that's uncertain. And then you also start going down Devontae Adams. Okay, maybe are you targeting Devontae Adams over Marv? Flip a coin. I think they're very similar in what they do, but I think Marv's upside is a little bit higher knowing that Devontae's got Puka, right? So that's the other thing. So for me, man, I agree. I think I'm really excited about the receivers that you have, especially Emeka Ibuka and Ricky Pearsall. You could end up having some massive trading ability. And guys, the other big call out here is Caleb Johnson. I think Caleb Johnson's ADP, he's going to way outperform that. And what's interesting is when you start looking at what rookie running backs have done in the past, John, there's only been, I think there's been a few like that have been outside of the top 20, quite a few that have been drafted in the first or second rounds, right? And have been really performing in terms of fantasy football lately. So knowing that Caleb Johnson is actually a third round pick, I'm going to put him right in that same exact style. I love him. He has serious upside. Well done, man.
Thank you. All right. Great teams, Frank. Mr. Prefontaine 3, I hope this helped you out. Guys, please leave us comments on what kind of drafts you'd like us to do. We're going to be cranking these out, guys. Couple a week, all of August. Let's go. So much fun. Frankie, what do we have coming up, man?
Uh-oh, guys, we got another alert here for a mock draft coming up from a guest who asked us to do it, or from a follower, fan favorite, right? His name is Trayton Collins, reaching out to us from that of TikTok. He's wanting us to do a mock draft, so guess what, buddy? You're on our list. We're getting you done. It's going to be a 14-team, full PPR, 1 QB, 3 receiver, 2 running back, 1 tight end, 1 flex. We're going to rock it out. So that's coming next. And don't forget, guys, we're going to have content going out all through August like crazy. We're going to be dropping the steals of the draft and who's off our board, right? And I think there's going to be some hot takes. On top of that, we're going to be diving into different draft strategies, top flyers, and more so. So tune in. We got a ton coming for you.
Don't forget to follow us on social media, guys, on YouTube as well. Hit that like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's going to tell you every time these mock drafts are coming out, guys. Also follow on TikTok and Instagram. Those guys are fucking crazy over there. Awesome. I love it. I love it, guys.
Wow.
Please, leave your comments. Tell us how you really feel. We know you don't hold back on TikTok. We've noticed. So we love it, guys. We love it. May the fantasy gods smile upon you. Bye.